चैतन्यं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवां साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथां साद्वैतं साधुजना सहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखावितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरतुषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। So last time Prahlad Pran Prabhu has taken the class, so he has completed 15 chapter, correct? हो गया ना 15?
यस प्रभु जी, यस प्रभु, यस प्रभु, हो गए।
हम्म। आज हम 16 करेंगे। 16 is very auspicious because we are chanting 16 rounds. पुरुषः प्रकृतिस्थो हि भुङ्क्ते प्रकृतिजान् गुणान् कारणं गुणसङ्गस्य सदसद्योनिजन्मसु उपद्रष्टा अनुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वरः परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो देहस्मिन् पुरुषः परः मां च यो अभिविचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते स गुणान् समतीत्येतान् ब्रह्म भूयाय कल्पते ममैवांसो जीवलोके जीवभूत सनातन मनसष्ठानि इन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तः स्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेदविद् एव चाहम् ब्रह्मभूत प्रसन्नात्मा न शोचति न काङ्क्षति समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्ति लभते पराम् भक्त्या माम् अभिजानाति यावन्यश्चास्मि तत्त्वतः ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा विशते तद् अनन्तरम् मन्मना भव मद्भक्तो मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु मां वैस्यसि सत्यं ते प्रतिजाने प्रियोऽसि मे सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वां सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्ष्यिष्यामि मा शुच हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। I request all devotees to open videos. So now, Aman Prabhu, you will be reading the text. So here we are starting chapter 16, Bhagavad Gita chapter 16. In 15th chapter, We learnt about the banyan tree, which is a representation of material world. It's a upside banyan tree. We have never seen such tree. Only such tree is seen in reflection. It means such tree is a illusory tree. Though this world looks factual, this is also because of the greatness of the Lord given in Shrimad Bhagavatam. जन्माद्यश्चतु अन्वयाद् इतरतश्चार्थेषु अभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदि कवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः. Here the word comes muhyanti yat suraya means what? Even the suraya, the devotees or the demigods, they also become bewildered by seeing the feature of this world, which is asat. But because it is coming from Param Satya, this asat world also looks bewildering. It looks so much attractive world, so much factual world. So though it is made up of tejo vari mridam, tejo vari mridam. Tejo means the fire. Vari means water. Mridam means mud. So earth, water, fire. It is made up of earth, water, fire. It is all the substance. The soul should not become attracted to earth, water, fire, but the soul becomes attracted to earth, water, fire elements. Muhyanti yasuraya. Great people get muhyanti. So that world exists as a reflection. It means it does not have any substance. It only becomes substantial when we misidentify with ourselves, with it. When we misidentify with this world, this becomes a substance. Otherwise, it's a reflection. So, howsoever big problem will be there in the world, it is always a reflection. It is always illusory. Because this whole world, it finishes at one time, like our body finishes at one time. This whole world finishes at one time. And we are nothing going to carry from this world to the spiritual world. Nothing we are going to carry. Everything we have to leave it here. It means whatever we do, even our karmas, even our good thoughts, nothing we are going to carry. Our own spirit will only go to the spiritual world. The way it has come, the way it will go back. Nothing we are going to carry. But we are in medieval time where we have to grow our samskaras, we have to grow our devotional traits, we have to become free from ignorance. This is the duty of human life. This is the responsibility of human life. So now the previous chapter was this reflection tree. And this chapter will tell the fruits of that reflection tree, which are the divine and demonic natures. Yes, Mataji, what is the question?
Prabhuji, you said right now that karma also does not go with us, but it passes, no, from one birth to another birth, karmas.
I'm talking about liberation, final liberating, going to spiritual world. I'm not talking about moving to multi lives in this world. No. So, divine and demonic nature. So, this is the fruits. Srila Prabhupada has spoken very emphatically about nobody is Brahmana by birth. Janmana jayate sudra, sanskar bhaved hoi duja, ved patet hoi vipra, Brahma janati iti Brahmana. So, Prabhupada says that by birth everyone is Sudra. In this chapter, you will find the word here. You see the word Abhijatasya Bharata, which means that Krishna mentions that is born with the godly quality, belong to a godly man endowed with a divine nature. Or it really means Abhijatas, one who is born of divine qualities. So, how we act in this world, that quality we are going to carry to the next world. Next world means same world but next birth. Okay. So how we act in this world, those qualities we will carry in our next birth, and that is how our personality is made up of in next birth. So till the teenage time, children are very innocent. Whatever you say, they will follow. Once they approach teenage, their previous life sanskaras come back. And then you may find some are very mild children, some are very aggressive. After just little time only it happens. After some little time only it changes. The reason is how they have cultivated their previous life. That is now coming in this life. Therefore, you find even the difference between two brothers. One brother is different, having different quality, other brother is different quality. And it happens, the difference happens at the time of teenage. So these things are very important. Uh, okay. So here abhijatasya means one who is born with a godly quality, one who is born with a non-godly quality. So it means our previous sanskaras are coming at the time of birth. Okay. And therefore Arjuna's next some shloka Krishna mentions, don't worry Arjuna, you have killed so many people now. You are going to kill, not kill. Bhagavad Gita is before. So don't think that you are having demonic quality. No, you are divinely born. You have a divine quality. So Arjuna, he confirms, Lord Krishna confirms that you are having divine quality. So these are the fruits of the banyan tree. Basically how we are getting. So in this world, two energies are working, which are both are energy of Maya only, Vidya and Avidya. Okay. So Vidya energy will teach us yoga, Sankhya, then Vairagya, and there is one more Jnana. Yoga, Sankhya, Vairagya, and Jnana. These are the Vidya potency. And Avidya potency are many. Like Avidya, we find it in the Bhagavatam, same thing. Tamaha, Mahamoha, Moha, Tamishra, Tamishra. Tamaha means to forget oneself as a soul. Moha means to identify with the body. Mahamoha means to identify with the world, become attached to the world and attached with our family. Then Tamishra means becoming angry after frustration. And then Andha Tamishra means fearful of death. So therefore, we are very much absorbed to protect ourselves all the time. So these all are five ignorance. And then four Vidya. I said yoga, then Sankhya, then Jnana, then Tapasya. These are Vidya and Avidya. So when living entity follows the scriptures, he takes shelter of Vidya potency. And that Vidya potency helps the living entity to get liberated from this world. And so these qualities are developed in that living entity. And by making the right choices according to the scriptures, controlling his senses, making the right choices, he develops the good qualities in his life. And so therefore, these are very, very important. And at the same time, Srila Prabhupada mentions one who is a devotee, he automatically attains good quality. Harao bhaktasya kuto mahatguna. One who is non-devotee, how he can have good qualities? The reason is, many times devotees may say that we find some outsiders having good qualities. Outsiders may show good qualities, but they are still on the mental platform. Manorathena sati dhavato bahi. They are on mental platform, means like a Kamsa. You cannot guarantee that person will have the same good quality in next life or in next situation. No, it is not possible, because the reason is he does not have a shelter. He's an anath. A devotee, even though he is in difficulty, even if he commits mistakes, he folds his palms and prays to the Lord, I have done mistake, please forgive my Lord, I will try to improve myself. He has a shelter. He has some guru. A non-devotee, he does not have a shelter. Now somebody can say, but non-devotee can also be guru, having a guru. Okay. If non-devotee has a guru, and if he is not a Vaishnava, then it's clearly the statement of Shastra, Prahlad Maharaj. He says, Vipras Dushad Guna Arvindanabha. So in that shloka he mentions, Manne Tadartham Manodhiya, he mentions Napunati. He cannot purify. A Brahmana having 12 qualities, if he is averse to your devotional service, he cannot purify himself. What to speak of his family? But a devotee, Chandala devotee, who was born in a Chandal family, he's not eating now. Dog. He's not eating dog now. But He was born in Chandal family, who has given his mana, prana, artha, dhiya to you, my Lord. That devotee can purify himself and his family also. Like Chaitan Mahaprabhu used to say to Srivas Thakur, ki your family, because you are doing devotional service, your family is mine. I will deliver them because you are so dear to me. तो पुनाति कुलम, कुल को भी प्यूरिफाई कर देते हैं डिवोटीज. So we should take our experience from scriptures, not from our mental understanding. No. So devotees are the best and you can say, perfect people. Now, it is seen that sometimes devotees, they may not be perfect. No problem. Only thing we should inculcate in all the devotee is Krishna Ek Sharanam. My dear child, my dear daughter, my dear boy, always remember, whether you will forget me or forget anyone, but Krishna Ek Sharanam. Always take shelter of Krishna. Prabhupada always should say, surrender to Krishna. Why? Because Prabhupada will say, surrender to me. Somebody will say, well, now Prabhupada has gone away. Now whom I should surrender? Therefore, Prabhupada always says, surrender to Krishna. So, this is the teaching. Krishna Ek Saranam. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. So, one who knows that, and this is the training of our consciousness. When one who knows that, and he's in the you can say process of knowing Vasudeva, then that person will be protected. So take the learnings from the scriptures actually and see the world with that view. Okay. Shri Bhagavanuvach abhayam sattva samsuddhiryo jnana yoga vyavasthitihi dhanam damascha yagyascha swadhyayastapa arjavam ahimsa satyam akrodhas tyagah santirapayishunam daya bhuteshu aloluptvam mardavam hridyachapalam teja shamadhriti shocham adroho na atimanita bhavantim sampadam daivim abhijatasya bharata.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and the freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature.
So divine qualities, which are the fruit of reflection tree. Reflection tree, the leaves were the Vedas, the Vedic hymns. So it is mentioned, one who knows the Vedas knows the tree, and one who can know the Vedas, one who knows that Krishna is the essence of Vedas. Krishna knows everything. So knowing Vedas means to knowing Krishna. And knowing Krishna means knowing this Veda and knowing the tree also. So it is mentioned all three. Knowing Krishna is equal to knowing Vedas. Knowing Veda is equal to knowing tree of this material world, the reflection tree. Okay. The leaves of the reflection tree was a Vedic hymns, which many people read the Vedic hymns just to progress in their sense gratification, like Vedavadarata. Those who are Karma Kandi Brahmanas, they read Vedas only for sense gratification. Their purpose is to just enjoy material life. So that is not the purpose of Vedas. By that you cannot know Krishna. So then reading Veda is to know Krishna, to serve Krishna. Vedas sarver aham eva vedya. Krishna says that. So one who is on the right path, on path of liberation, path of taking shelter of the Vasudev, he will develop divine qualities. Divine qualities. And those who are on the path of Pravritti Marg, they may seemingly develop good quality, but no, they will develop demonic qualities. Path of enjoyment, path of liberation, and path of enjoyment. The two paths are there. So the fruits will be there. The fruits will be divine quality and demonic qualities. You find even the worshippers of demigods like Lord Shiva. You read in third canto, you'll find what are the qualities of Prabhupada mentions. Sometimes the worshippers of demigods, they kill their own worshipable god only. Like he gives the example of Rudra. Rudra. So Rudra's devotees, they will kill the Rudra only. So this is the fruit of their worship. That they don't get free from envy, they don't get free from hatred. But fruit of worshipping the Supreme Lord will be free from everything. Yes, what is the question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, when you are saying about the non-devotees, they develop demoniac qualities you're mentioning, and then you
Yes.
are talking about the two paths, liberation and enjoyment. So, if somebody is on the path of liberation, then how can we say that it is a demoniac quality? I understand that they are not surrendering, but does that become a demoniac quality then?
Vishnu Bhakta Bhave Daivad Asurastad Viparyaya. One who are Vishnu devotees, they are Daiva. And those who are others devotees, Viparyaya means they are against Vishnu. First, those who are against Vishnu will never attain liberation. How? Aruhya krikshena param padam tataha. So, Aruhya krikshena. They have left the lotus feet of the Lord. They have never taken shelter. They will fall down from Brahman position also. They will not go to Brahman. Fall down. So, very clear. Not just because we are devotee, but we have to understand this is a Shastric statement. If you are against Vishnu, if you are not his devotee, if you are not in his path, Krishna says, Mame, in fourth chapter, what he says, that all path leads to me. Yes? Mam vartmanu vartante sarvaparth, manusya sarvaparth sarvasaha. He said, all the paths are leading to me. It means one has to know that ultimately Krishna is everything. So I have to worship him, I have to respect him, I have to become his devotee. Today I may be Shiva's devotee, but I have to become devotee of Krishna only. I may take help of demigod. Some people, those who are not pure in the pure marga, they may take from Krishna, other gods' help and come to Krishna consciousness. But ultimate is you have to come, you must come to Krishna consciousness. Non-devotee can never attain liberation, first thing. Forget, they will, because they do, if you do not know only Paramatma, who is sitting inside the heart, how can you attain liberation first? Even for Brahma Mukti also, one has to have the knowledge of Brahman. One has to have knowledge of Brahman. And these things does not happen. And if he is averse to the lotus feet of the Lord, he cannot, even if he attains also, he will fall down. So this we have to understand. So Vasudeva Sarvamiti, that is the meaning of that. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Whatever you have to get from him only. So he is a Vasudeva Parayoga, Vasudeva Param Tapaha, Vasudeva Param Gatihi, Vasudeva Param Dharma. So this you will find. Vasudeva is everything. So all the demigods, they are nothing but, they may be powerful representative of the Lord, but they are not the Lord. Lord is only one. And if somebody does not know about the Lord, he cannot attain any perfect state of existence. The perfect state of existence starts from Brahman. Even Brahman one cannot attain. Paramatma also one cannot attain. Bhagwan, forget it. So perfection begins from Brahman, Paramatma. This Vadanti Tattva Tattva Vidas. Tattva means Brahman, Paramatma. This Tattva with us. This Tattva, if some does not know properly, it is connected to Krishna, it is connected to Vishnu, then forget, they will never attain. Because spiritual world is the property of Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana, Lord Krishna. Material world is property of Devi. Devi means Durga. And Lord Shiva is in between. Bas. If one has to go to spiritual world, he has to take shelter of the Lord. He has to respect the Lord. So the good quality and bad quality, very similar. Vishnu Bhakta Bhave Daivad Asurastad Viparyaya. All are asuras. Prabhupada used to very strongly say all rascals. Now, therefore Krishna mentions, no? Krishna does not say that one who does not surrender to me, he is also good. No, he says what? Namam duskitano muda prapadante narak. Who does not surrender? He does not keep a name of any good people does not surrender. He says all are mudhas, all are naradhama, all these, who don't surrender to me. It means Krishna says they are all bogus people. And even if he says ki some people go to demigods, he says, yeah, alpa buddhaya. Alpa buddhaya. Just see. So Krishna is saying we are a follower of Krishna. We have to strongly attach with his, because God can only tell what is the truth of the world. So in this way, we have to have complete faith in our Supreme Lord. And so like that here mentioned, there are so many qualities. Human life is a life of responsibility. So many qualities. Just by reading, we may become tired, but we have to develop these qualities. Fearlessness, purification of one existence, all these so many good qualities. In the beginning of 15th chapter, the banyan tree of this material world was explained. Extra root coming out of it were compared to the activities of living entity, some pious and some impious. Some auspicious and some inauspicious. In the 9th chapter also, Devas are godly and the Asuras, the ungodly or the demons were explained. Now, according to the Vedic rites, activities in mode of goodness are considered auspicious for the progress on the path of liberation. And such activities are known as Daivi Prakriti, transcendental by nature. Therefore, those who are situated in transcendental nature make progress on the path of liberation. For those who are acting in mode of passion and ignorance, on the other hand, there is no possibility of liberation. You cannot have any possibility of liberation. But do you know, in 14th chapter what we read, even a person in mode of goodness cannot be liberated. Correct? He has a chance of getting liberated if he takes to bhakti. Otherwise, he cannot be liberated. Because all are nibadhanati, jnana and sukham. Sukham jnanam nibadhnati, trishna sanga nibadhnati, nidra alasya pramad nibadhnati. All are bound. They have chance of getting liberated if they take shelter of the Lord. Either they will have to remain in the material world as a human being, or they will descend down among the species of the animals or even the lower life forms. In the 16th chapter, the Lord explains both the transcendental nature and its attendant qualities, and the demonic and its qualities. It also explains the advantage and disadvantage of these qualities. Devotees, they before coming to Krishna consciousness, people used to believe a lot on values. We should have good values, good culture. But you should always understand this in the view of Krishna consciousness. Good qualities can be developed by a karmi, but he is always on the mental platform. It means what? Today his mind is peaceful, he is born in a good family, rich family, so he is able to develop some good quality. But it is not actually his permanent quality. No. In next life he can be the demon also. We should understand. Permanent qualities belongs to the soul. Okay. So Prabhupada says in one lecture that all the karmis, they may have some good quality, but that is on mental platform. It can change anytime. That's why it's mentioned Mano Rathena Sati Dhavato Bhai Harava Bhaktasya Kuto Mahatguna. How can a non-devotee have good qualities? Because they are simply traveling on the mental platform. Sometimes they are going to becoming heavenly demigods. Sometimes they are becoming a dog. Sometimes they are becoming human. How can they have good qualities? All the time they are changing their body only. Yes. Like you may say Indra is having very good quality, but then tomorrow he will become a hog. What is the good quality? Hog is a good quality. So no. Hog cannot be having good quality. So they are changing body. So good quality, don't see in only small spectrum of this life. See throughout. So therefore, the Shastras are the Praman. Shastra Praman. So we have to take Praman from Shastra. Who has the good quality? One who is a devotee in beginning, then in middle, neophyte, Madhyama, Uttama. They are on the progression of developing good qualities. Forget everyone. They just simply say good quality, no good qualities. Because these people have taken shelter of Krishna, and Krishna will protect their consciousness slowly. Even Bharat Maharaj, after becoming animal, he remembered Krishna. He did not he did not fall down from his consciousness. He was there. He was there. People who cultivate Krishna consciousness, they commit sinful, they become monkey in Vrindavan. They become trees in Vrindavan. And next life, they go back to Godhead. Their consciousness is covered, means their consciousness is preserved, not to pollute more. So Krishna protects their consciousness. Even though Krishna may give some external body, bad body or lower body, but their consciousness is there. Otherwise, how we can go to spiritual world next life? How is it possible? Krishna protects. But demigod, he has no shelter. Demigod worshipper. Sometimes they will go up, sometimes they will go down. Finish. So Daivim Prakriti can only be developed one who surrenders to Krishna. That's why the previous chapter, the last it's mentioned. What is that? A previous to previous. How to overcome the three modes. Mam che avivecharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatyetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate and brahma bhuta prasanna atma na sochati sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakti labate param. Param bhakti. Unless you take shelter of the para energy of the Lord, para energy, your quality will always be fluctuating, because this material will always fluctuating, always changing. Your quality should not be here. Your quality should be coming from the spiritual sky. Yes. What is the question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, actually, my in-laws wanted me to perform some rituals for Kuladevata and for demigods. Then, as they want, I have to perform that. Then, at that time, what consciousness should I have? This is my first question. And the second one is that now I'm got married. Then you said that if Krishna says that if you are my devotee, then don't worry, I will also take care of your family. Now, as I'm married, my family got changed. So, what's about my father and my mother? Krishna also
Okay.
take care for him also.
The more sincere devotee we become, the more favor we get of Krishna. Kunti Maharani says that Krishna is not partial, but actually it depends upon the level of how much we are receiving Krishna's mercy. Like sun is not partial, giving sunlight everywhere. But if you are inside home, you cannot take the benefit of sunlight. You have to go out of the home. In the similar way, one who helps himself, God helps those. Correct? It means what? One who takes to bhakti, where God's mercy can be perceived, can be taken, then God shows his mercy there. Yes. So we have to understand in this. The more we become sincere, the more our parents will be helped. God is not waiting, okay, unless he become pure devotee, then only I help. No. Krishna helps. Many devotees have experience. When we we make one step towards Krishna, Krishna makes 100 steps toward us. It's a reciprocal. So when we do devotional service, Krishna helps us. Our intention should be pure. Okay, my Lord, I just want to surrender to you. I may have some issues with me, but I don't want to give up your lotus feet. I want to serve you. This is one very important thing. Second thing, we should also be intelligent in this world. Devotees are never foolish. So we should not risk our life in a wrong way. We should also take guidance of Vaishnavas. Whatever we do, we should take guidance of Vaishnavas, Guru, and then we make some choices in our life. That is the way how Krishna is guiding us. So along with our surrender to Krishna, we should also need a guidance from devotees. These both are important. And then we should make decision in our life. Now, regarding worshipping the Kula Devatas, as it is mentioned in 5th canto, it is our duty sometimes in the traditional families. So we should do that, no issue. But We should always fix in our consciousness, if I'm worshipping Kula Devata, this Kula Devata is nothing but the representative of Krishna only. I am offering the flower to Krishna. We should always see that I'm offering flower to Krishna. I'm doing the rituals, which is ultimately should go to Krishna. Let this flower be going to Krishna. Let this Agni will be offered to Krishna. Let this water be offered to Krishna. In our mental situation, we should think in that way. I'm offering to Krishna. Actually, this is the way Paramhansa live. Paramhansa, they may eat anything, they may speak anything. Means Paramhansa, if you find those are avdutas, they have no limitation. कुछ भी करते वो. But they never have desire to gain something from material activity. That is why they are never bound. So when you also do in this way, I am anyway offering to Krishna. I have nothing to do with this demigod. They are simply representative of Krishna. I am worshipping them because family wants that, and it's setting an example for the future. Those who do not know Krishna, they must worship that Kul Devatas. For me, I am just worshipping to just follow it, to set example, and then finish. But I am offering to Krishna only. In this attitude, one should do. And we should always ask such demigods, please bestow loving devotional service in my heart for Lord Krishna. I don't want any benediction. Just help me how to go closer to Krishna. We should ask this only from demigod, nothing else.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes. Or even sometimes people will think I need a good health. So shall I ask? So we should ask always give me good health so that I can worship Krishna nicely. Yes, non-veg. Sometimes Kul Devatas non-veg also they offer. Is it advisable to attend or we stay? Okay, you are not offering, first thing. Others are offering, and if is injunction that you have to be there. And many times in the family, there are so many rituals and so many, you can say, obligation with us. We cannot run away unless the family understand all these things. Unless a family understands all these things, we cannot run away. So we should not be offering. We should take care that we should not be offering non-veg to someone. Which is you offer, aap offer karo wahi. I'm not eating also. I don't want to touch. So at least make some this kind of gesture. I don't want to touch this meat at all. You have to offer it. I don't offer. So at least some courtesy we can have. Some decision we can have our own. We cannot be too much blind also. So we can say not directly, कि नहीं भाई ये नहीं touch करें. This is not. I never want to do that.
So not taking that non-veg, Prabhu, like they will offer sometimes goat, they will cut that in front of all the people. So in that situation, if you go to that function, we have to stay there so that we can see, or at the time, like we can avoid that function.
Yeah, if you
Because-
can avoid, it is very good. If you can
Yeah.
avoid making some excuse, it is very good.
That's
But
because
whenever-
sometimes they will do before us only, and after that they will cook there. Something they will do for 3-4 hours. That's the situation.
yeah,
That's happens.
many times in the marriages also people have meat eating.
Yes,
Actually,
Prabhu.
in India also all festivals are celebrated with meat eating. Holi means murga khao or daru piyo bas. In North India, people do like that only. Murga khao, daru piyo. All festivals are infested with all such sinful activities. So people, because this Brahmana has never preached, all these karma kandi Brahmanas, they always gone to homes for their money donations. They have never taught good things to the people, and they taught whatever you have to do it. Just enjoy your life and give some donation. That is why whole India has become polluted because of these karma kandi Brahmanas. They are in big number, and they are just simply taking money from people. They are never guiding them to live a mode of goodness life. They're never threatening people that this will cause a great sin for you. This worship is not allowed now. This is a forbidden worship. If you have to eat meat, then you have to suffer also. So you agree with that. So they have to teach about some reaction, about some laws of karma. Not just simply chanting some mantra, Om Swasti, 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 and then good mantra they will chant and then recite Ramayana, and foolish he is cutting goat nearby and he is chanting Ramayana. What is this bogus? First teach them Ramayana, remove Ramayana. First teach them this is very bad thing what you're doing. If you are going to do, don't call me. I'm not going to chant Ramayana here where you are cutting the goat. So this is not, Brahmana should not accept such invitation. Okay, for certain cases like Devi worshipper also those, but they are not devotees. They are like some, you can say, generally Brahmana cannot cut. This goat cutting is not Brahmana's job. Some tantric, there are many.
Yeah, no. In this case, the localites, we only those people only. Here, demigods normally, maximum they won't come. Or if the person comes, he would do inside puja only, but he won't touch that. But bahar karta hai log. Yeah, ऐसा.
Anybody who is a Brahmin means he must have Saligram Sila. He must worship Saligram Sila. Prabhupada says all Brahmins have Saligram Sila. They worship the Saligram Sila at their home. Then he is a Brahmin. He is worshipping Lord Vishnu. Otherwise, he is doing anything. What kind of Brahmin is he? He is simply a Karmakandi, basically. Karmakandi, or you can say he is some kind of Tantric. Or he is a Vipra, not a Brahmin. Brahmin, Brahma Janati iti Brahmana. Unless he worship Lord, how can he know Lord? Okay. So now it is mentioned here. So 9th chapter also, okay, this we read. So those who are in passion ignorance, there is no chance of liberation. It means modern society is not going to get liberated 100% because they are in mode of passion ignorance. Means what? If they are not getting liberated, means what they are going to go? If they are not in mode of goodness, they will not go to higher loka. Already we read urdham gachanti satvastha. Okay. If they are not in mode of passion, they will not be born as a human also. Passion, human means he has to do some good activity also. He has to do some good activity. The human, because the human has to give some charity. Even though he has some thought of giving charity to get some return, but he has to give charity in mode of passion. He has to follow some religious principle in mode of passion. Then he can be human. Okay. But if majority are in ignorance, no religion, no knowledge of religion, nothing, doing all negative, so then surely go to animal life only. So 100% modern education is very much fit for making everyone animal. And everybody is going to degrade to animal species. So that's why there's no possibility of liberation. There's no possibility of going to heavenly planet. There's no possibility of being human also. There's only possibility and good possibility of becoming animal. Either they will have to remain in the material world as human being, or they will descend among the species of animal, even lower life forms. So how to know somebody can be human or beyond? These qualities have to be developed. You just see these all qualities. There's a Prabhupada is mentioning. These qualities have to be there. That's why human life is very responsible. In the 16th chapter, the Lord explains both the transcendental nature and its attendant qualities and the demonic nature and its attendant qualities. He also explains the advantage, disadvantage of these qualities. The word Abhijatasya in reference to one born of transcendental quality or godly tendency is very significant. To beget a child in a godly atmosphere is known as, in the Vedic scripture, Garbhadan Samskar. If a parents want a child in a godly quality, they should follow the 10 principles recommended for the social life of human being. Dasabidha Sanskar. Dasabidha Sanskar are there. 16 sanskaras are there. And in that 10 are more important. And everything begins from Garbhadhan Sanskar. So just see, the Sanskar is done for a child because the child is taking birth and he has to live throughout his life in this material world, in that world, under some parents. So the child should not be begotten without samskaras. Like you do not eat food without cooking. Because if you eat food without cooking, you will immediately spit it out. Like if you are eating some rice without cooking, what will happen? You cannot eat it. You have to spit it out. In the similar way, child should not be begotten without samskaras. This is a principle because that child will become curse for the world. And he will curse himself because he cannot do good for himself because he already brought with the wrong samskara. So it is very, very important. Because all of us, manasasthani, indriyani, prakritisthani, karshati, once the jivatma comes into this world, he has to fight with mind and senses. If he does not have sanskaras, he will be dead in the material world. He will be dead from beginning only. No good qualities, all bad qualities. This is a problem. We may blame so many things, but if the sanskara is only not done, how can people develop all such good quality which is mentioned here? Because actually, if you see, parents don't have control upon children. Reality actually, because till teenage they are simply feeding and giving some love, but the quality only grows by itself. And if they're born, or if they're bad souls, or having the soul having the bad qualities, and if they have taken birth, so after when it comes to teenage, immediately it will show the bad quality. Immediately it will show the bad qualities. And then people will worry, "Oh, what wrong we did?" No, the wrong happened already. And so these bad qualities are coming. There can be other factors also, bad association. And then other samskaras are very, very important. So, so that the right soul should come, wrong soul should not come only. So when we purchase sabji in market, if you bring the sada hua sabji and you take, okay, anyway, I will make a good sabji out of it. How can you make good sabji? It's sada hua sabji ho. Sabji bekar hai to phir kya? So therefore, Prabhupada says ki otherwise Varna Sankar will be over. And therefore the whole world is suffering. Why? Somebody is doing these things, so many wrong news, so many negative news every day. Something is happening here and there. Why? All Varna Sankars are getting born. So you cannot improve the world if there are Varna Sankar. You have to produce gentle children. Then only the world will be improved. Or all these who are Varna Sankar, they have to come to Krishna consciousness. And they have to heartily take to Krishna consciousness. Then there can be improvement. Otherwise, no education, no reformation, nothing will improve them because they are Varna Sankar. They are below Sudra. Only if some guru gives them initiation and these people should follow strictly, then only they can be approved. Otherwise, there is no cure. They are already gone case. So, how much importance is to teach this thing in every school after they graduate, before their marriage? You must do Garbhadan Sanskar. First, the parent should be good. Then the children will be good. If parents are only not good, they are wearing anything, they are eating anything, they are doing anything, how can the good children be born? So this is very, very important actually. And it is again, parents also getting attracted by so much outside things. There is no good society where they can be protected. So that is also a problem of government. But ultimately, Kali Yuga is very dangerous age. Whatever wrong is done, it will come on our head only. We cannot blame others much because we have to bear the result. Though it's an unfortunate age, but still we have to take more responsibility in this age than in previous ages. Previous ages, people were like, anyway, the children will be good because sanskaras throughout the family was so good that people automatically born in a nice way. But now it is more worse. So Garbhadan Sanskar has to be done. If the parents want a child in a godly quality, they should follow the 10 principles recommended for the social life. In the Bhagavad Gita, we have studied that the sex life for begetting good child is Krishna himself. Sex life is not condemned, provided the process is used in Krishna consciousness. Those who are in Krishna consciousness at least should not beget children like cats and dogs. Prabhupada clearly mentioned those are Krishna consciousness, they should not do that, but should beget them so that they may become Krishna conscious after birth. That should be the advantage of children born of a father and mother absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Birth of child is not important. What kind of child is there, that is more important, because there are many instances where the father mother says later, अरे अच्छा बच्चा नहीं होता तो अच्छा था, ऐसा बेकार शैतान कहीं का. Like Anga Maharaj used to say, Anga Maharaj was very much after child, and then the Vena came. Then Anga Maharaj said, I will never pray for child. Such a child happened. Even when Duryodhana was born, so Vidura said, throw him, because he will destroy whole of your family. So they did not hear, and he was the cause of that. Again, does it mean that we should commit this violence of throwing or killing someone? It's not like that. Sometime it is spoken, and if it is going to be a disaster to the whole country, or whole nation, or at a great scale, then that child should be surely thrown away, because he is going to a great demon. He cannot be cared. Cannot be cared, actually. It is important, because one cannot take risk of killing so many people because he is my child. There are the instructions in Shastra also. In opposite way. For one thing, other can be sacrificed. Like that, some instructions are there. A village can be sacrificed. A nation can be sacrificed. Basically, that is meaning of, if the people are for spiritual life, then other things can be sacrificed. But what we are learning is opposite. If somebody is going in the wrong way, so then why he should sacrifice others? He should be gone. So like that. So now the social institution known as Varnashram Dharma, the institution dividing society into 4 divisions of spiritual life and 4 occupational division or caste. So there are 4 Varna ashrama. Varna means 4 spiritual order. Varna. And ashrama, okay, no. Varna means social order. Brahmachari, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. These are the social order. And what are their divisions? Caste, what are the... I'm speaking otherwise. See, ashramas are... So 4 castes are there. Brahmanas, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. There are 4 castes. And there are 4 orders. 4 life stages. So that we know that. Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanprastha. So Prabhupada says sometimes spiritual, social order and spiritual order, he says. So spiritual order means ashrama, basically. One is advancing. And social order means this. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, like that. Such divisions in terms of educational qualification, they are to keep the society in a state of peace and prosperity. The quality mentioned herein are explained as transcendental qualities meant for making a person progress in spiritual understanding so that he can get liberated from this material world. So these qualities are for what? Transcendental qualities. They are meant for making a person progress in spiritual understanding. Okay, I have good qualities. What to do? Okay, now you should progress in spiritual understanding more and more, so that he can get liberated. So now we understand in this way. See, I have spoken earlier also. What are the values? What are the good qualities? So one thing we understood, unless we become devotee, all such are bogus. Because unless you become devotee, you cannot get liberated only. So once we are a devotee or we understand about Krishna, then these good qualities, what are these? The values actually connect our inner happiness, our inner well-being with the external world. Modern times, that is not happening. We are not able to connect our inner happiness, inner satisfaction with the external living. We are not able to connect. We are just trying to become happy in externally. Internally, we do not know what will happen. But values, even if you want to eat something, there are some values. Follow some values. Even if you have to earn something, follow some values. Even if you want to talk something, follow some values. So values basically are the sacred principles given in the scriptures. If you follow those, then you will be happy. You may be sometimes struggling externally, but internally you will be satisfied because you are following godly principle. So it connects actually, inner and external. So just by eating always tasty food does not mean we have a good health. Jad Bharat was not eating at all tasty food. He was having a very stout body. It means what? Always satisfying senses does not mean we will always be happy. No. Even though we are not sometimes satisfied, many times not satisfied, still you can be happy because you will develop the self-restraint. So therefore, the values, the sacred principles of life are more important than simply living externally happy. That is where we are lacking in modern times. We have kept values behind, or we are not looking. Now people are coming to understanding, oh, we need good values. Otherwise, simply uh, big money, big education, big buildings are not going to make us happy. People are learning now. Yeah. So this is an important lesson. So that's why I mentioned ultimately all values, all qualities has to be for getting liberated from this world. In the Varnashram institution, the sannyasi or the person in a renounced order of life is considered to be the head or the spiritual master of the social status or the order. The sannyasi is the topmost personality in Varnashram institution. He is a father of all or a spiritual master of all. Brahmana is a head in social status, and sannyasi is a head in spiritual status in Varnashram. Brahmana is the head also. In social, is a Brahman social, but spiritual, but Brahmana also has to take shelter of sannyasi. The guru will be so as a guru, so that he will guide him. A Brahmana is considered to be spiritual master of the three other sections of the society, namely Kshatriya. But a sannyasi is the top of institution, is considered a spiritual master of the Brahmanas also. For a sannyasi, the first qualification is, what is the first qualification? Fearlessness. Abhayam sattva samsuddhi, abhayam. These three quality, abhayam, sattva, samsuddhi, jnana, yoga, vyavasthiti. These three quality belong to sannyasi. So sannyasi means abhayam. So what is the abhayam? If one thinks after I leave, like he has to all depend upon the mercy of the Lord. That is his shelter. Because the sannyasi has to be alone without any support or guarantee of support. He simply has to depend on mercy of the Supreme Lord. If one thinks after I leave my connection, who will protect me? He should not accept the renounced order of life. Actually, this is a basis of renounced order. What is that? This is if nobody is there to care for me, I will still follow this order because Krishna is there to protect me. This is the basis of renounced order. So sannyasi is a perfect person in that. And brahmacharis, they practice from scriptures. Brahmacharis are like beginners, but they, when they advance towards more and more number of years in ashrama, so then they also develop, they have to develop these qualities of fearlessness. The fearlessness is very, very important here. It's mentioned for one must be fully convinced that Krishna or the Supreme Personality of God is localized aspect of Paramatma is always within, and that he is seeing everything and he always knows what one intends to do. One must thus have firm conviction that Krishna as a Paramatma will take care of a soul surrendered to him. I shall never be alone. One should think, even if I live in the darkest region of a forest, I shall be accompanied by Krishna, and he will give me all protection. That conviction is called abhayam. So even the lion also comes in front. The sannyasi knows there is a Paramatma in the heart of lion. If Krishna wants to kill me, he will kill me. If Krishna wants to protect me, he will protect. So therefore Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj used to say, sannyasi is a civilly dead person. He's a dead person. Means even if he dies also, it is not going to have any loss in the society. Hey, sannyasi died. Civilly dead. For common people, he is a dead person. So therefore, he does not fear. He always have faith that Krishna is there. He will protect me. Krishna as a Paramatma in the heart. This fearlessness. There's another quality of fearlessness. Means which Prabhupada says that like God is watching me every time. If I do something nonsense, then God is watching me. So this understanding, if everyone has, then nobody will commit crime in this world. Oh, my mother is watching? No. My father is watching? No. My uncle is watching? No. King is watching? No. Nobody is watching? Let me do that. Or nobody is watching? Let me do that. So Prabhupada said this is God consciousness to train people in that way, that Krishna is always watching me. How can I do? So Prabhupada said this is Krishna consciousness. If somebody is trained in this way, that is enough. So he says all the rules, regulations, whatever is made in the world to just reform people or are not useful if they are not trained in Krishna consciousness. If they are trained in Krishna consciousness, the rules itself are not applied. Aradhato yadi hari tapasa tatah kim. If you are worshipping Hari, if you are in consciousness, then why tapasya is important? Already sense is controlled. So you just see Krishna consciousness itself is a such a stature that it resolves all the glorification for whatever we do otherwise. Like if we were do something to control our mind, senses, that glorification, if you simply become Krishna conscious, that is enough. All good qualities will come, all good qualities. So sannyasi has this quality of fearlessness. Hmm. The character, many times is said that character means what one does when nobody is watching. In modern times, it is very much applicable because many times one may slip off or nobody is watching. So now the secret bad habits can develop among people. So why these things are there? Because again, we have to control ourselves by becoming more Krishna conscious. Uh, we have to control ourselves. How to control? How to become Krishna conscious? Again, we have to go deep. See, as we progress in our life, we have to go deep. We have to go deep in scriptures. We have to go deep in Krishna consciousness. The more, if you remain shallow, if you remain only on the water level, super surface level, then you'll be taken away by the kite. Like kites, na? The eagle, they're looking for the fish on the water surface. They will come and just jump on that fish and take away. The fish is thinking nobody will pick me up, but the fish is on the surface. So if you are in surface in Krishna consciousness also, the Maya will pick up, उठा के लेके चला जाएगा Maya. So we have to go deep in Krishna consciousness actually. Hmm. Then we have to, not in beginning, we come to Krishna consciousness understanding that we have to engage our mind and senses. We have to do same thing, but just engage ourselves in bhakti. But that engagement is not going to, because future what happens as we grow more, our taste changes. We don't have the same interest in Krishna consciousness as earlier we had for those things. Because that time it was new for us. But now it has become old for us. And now we are thinking something else new is good for us. It means we have to go deep in Krishna consciousness, where you will find the more newness in the same thing. We have to go deep in Krishna consciousness. We have to wake up early morning more and then take the mala and then start chanting and feel the experience of that taste. We have to read the scriptures more deeply, more longer time. We have to chant the holy name more. We have to sing more Vaishnava songs. We have to go deep in Krishna consciousness. Fill up the day with that. Then the secret bad habits will not be there because we are conscious of ourselves. This is very, very important actually. Then one has to purify one's existence. There are so many rules and regulations to be followed in the round order of life. Most important of all is for a sannyasi strictly forbidden to have intimate relationship with a woman. He is even forbidden to talk with women in a secluded place. The Lord Chaitanya was the ideal sannyasi, and when he was at Puri, his feminine devotees could not even come near to offer their respect. They were advised to bow down from distance. This is not a sign of hatred for women as a class, but it is stricture imposed on the sannyasi not to have close connection with women. One has to follow the rules and regulations of particular status of life in order to purify the existence. So this is very, very important. Every order, every ashramas has a different regulations given to purify one's existence. What do you mean by purifying existence? Basically, to bring a person to higher modes. If somebody's ignorance, all of us have certain bad qualities. Bad qualities only stays because of ignorance, because we have not overcome that bad qualities. So, therefore, rules and regulations are given. If you follow these rules and regulations, it will take care of maximum part of your bad things. Because rules and regulation following means will not fall trap to the wrong side. So for a sannyasi, it's mentioned he has to be strict in keeping distance from women. Yes, in our institute, it has a different feature because there is an institute of Vaishnavas where sannyasi becomes the father of all disciples, either whether it be woman or man. So he gives shelter. Mm. Still, the stricture applies there also. The safe distance has to be kept. Mm. Mm. But it's not like a Jnani sannyasi, where now Chaitan Mahaprabhu example Prabhupada mentions that time the Varnashram system was very, very strict, and mostly it was like a Jnani kind of things, the Gyan sannyas. Mm. So that time it was very high strictness. Mm. And other things, actually, the you may find the way to follow the scriptural rules and regulations changes according to the change of the situations. Des Kala Patra. Like in Kali Yuga, chanting is a dharma. In previous ages, something else was dharma. So the way to follow the regulations of the Shastra changes actually. You just find even in Kali Yuga, you found कि Chaitanya, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, before that Babaji was quite famous. The highest stature was Babaji, and everyone used to try to become Babaji. But then he abolished that system only. He said there is nobody is qualified for Babaji. All are becoming hypocrite. They are becoming simply enjoying their senses, going to Radha Kund and all such nonsense they are doing. So better to have a gentleman life, a life in a varnashram. So he established a sannyas order, brahmachari order, basically varnashrama. This was the innovation. Generally, Vaishnavas are not in varnashrama; they are above varnashrama. But he kept Vaishnavas in varnashrama because he understood Kali Yuga is a very dangerous age. Just in the name of becoming Babaji, we have not overcome our bad qualities. Then how can you become Babaji? Babaji means Paramhansa. So first he has to learn to wake up. First he has to learn to eat the right food. First he has to learn to how to associate with people, whom to associate. He is not having such basic understanding. How can he become Babaji? So he abolished all such system. He said, no, Babaji. The highest order is sannyas only. Finish. Just you remain sannyasi, that is highest, and practice your bhakti. Don't become Babaji. So he removed only the Babaji thing. Because this is very difficult. Only for few people it is possible. Very sincere or very advanced. So therefore you find in ISKCON also, so these things are there. So they are the changes he made actually to preach religion, to preach Krishna consciousness. He made these changes. In the similar, Prabhupada also made some changes, like he gave a diksha to women, Brahman diksha. It was never done in the Vedic times. And he also started Brahmacharini ashram in West. That was never done in Vedic times. So he also changed. And according to Bhaktivedanta Thakur, again the man and woman should be far, far distant. In the temple also they should not be looking at each other. Or they should be, curtain should be there. Then Prabhupada said, no, no curtain. They have to maintain their sensual control. I cannot push away the woman and keep the only brahmacharis or the men people in the temple. All can come in temple, but they have to protect themselves. So Prabhupada made some changes in that sense also, because he was preaching in Western countries and he used to make the similar rules in both West and East. Ultimately, the principles are the same. The ways we follow is changing. So one has to become more introspective to oneself. What I require, I should follow. Everything cannot be given in the written thing. So one thing is overall it's given, but at the same time the principles are given. So why, see, sometimes following is different, but like if somebody says only holy name is dharma, so are you not doing anything as dharma? Holy name is there, then somebody can worship deities also, that is also dharma. No, 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 only holy name, I will not do anything. No, nothing like that. In the similar way, principles are there, and there is some process given for general people, all people. So we can take the principles and follow many, many things. That is what we are meaning to say. Somebody can be strict sannyasi, somebody can be little strict sannyasi. It is possible. Because as an overall rule is given, but principles are given to the people to choose how they can follow those principles. For a sannyasi, okay, this we read. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which know the Chota Haridas, how Chota Haridas, he did a small mistake. He just looked at a woman he was begging from. Lustily, he looked at her and then he was punished to die. He himself took decision that I should die, because Lord Chaitanya, he said, I cannot see his face. Therefore, he thought, let me die. Because once you take sannyas, again, such actually this is very strong thing. Srila Prabhupada said that I cannot do like that with my sannyasis because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a very strict, and that time it was different time actually, where even somebody looking lustily at somebody woman, and if he's a sannyasi then he has to commit suicide. That is very difficult, especially as the growing age of Kali Yuga is happening. So he said, no, one should not, one should improve one's consciousness. That is important. And for a sannyasi, if something wrong happens, so then he has to get married. But that is also in previous time, it was said that one has to marrying for a sannyasi. It is like vomiting, first vomiting the material world out and then eating that vomit. That is so bad. If you come to Shastra, it is like that. But Prabhupada said that what can be done? Kali Yuga is so fallen. So if I am giving sannyas to people for preaching purpose and by some reason they fall down, I cannot I cannot give them up. I have to still give them shelter. I have to still make them practice Krishna consciousness because Krishna consciousness is the ultimate solution. Suicide is not a solution. So you get married and then you practice Krishna consciousness. That is how Prabhupada made different changes. Like that. Yes, for a sannyasi or anyone who is aspiring to get out of clutches of material nature and trying to elevate himself to spiritual nature and go back to Godhead, for him, looking towards material possession and women for sense gratification, not even enjoying them, but just looking towards them with such a propensity is so condemned that he better commit suicide before experiencing such illicit desires. So Lord Chaitanya said, actually, for sannyasis. He is a Namo Mahabhadanyaya avatar, but so strict he is. This is called process of purification. That is why you find how much is the vairagya is so important in the world. Because vairagya, without vairagya, how come one can go to spiritual world? Not possible. If for a sannyasi such a strong strictures are mentioned, how much it would be then for later means other ashramas when they are also advancing. So one has to be pure in the mind. The next item is Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti, being engaged in cultivation of knowledge. Sannyasi life is meant for distributing knowledge to householders and others who have forgotten the real life of spiritual advancement. A sannyasi is supposed to beg door to door not for his livelihood, but this does not mean that he is a beggar. Humility is one of the qualifications of transcendently situated person, and out of sheer humility, the sannyasi goes from door to door, not exactly for the purpose of begging, but to see the householders and awaken them to Krishna consciousness. This is the important thing. Sannyasis, though he does not have any job and he has to eat to maintain his body, so he has to get food from somewhere. So he begs. But ultimately, food is not his business. Like in outside world, business is food only. सबको पापी पेटी का सवाल रहता है, सब बोलते हैं पापी पेट का सवाल है. Sannyasi's business is not a food, even though he may need food, but his business is not a food. His business is to preach, to awaken the householders with Krishna consciousness. This is his business. So this is the duty of sannyasi. If he is actually advanced, so ordered by spiritual master, he should preach Krishna consciousness with logic and understanding. If one is not so advanced, he should not accept renounced order of life. If somebody is advanced in this kind of attributes, that he can believe that and he can have a faith that Krishna will maintain me. I will simply go home to home, beg and get the food and maintain myself, but I'll preach Krishna consciousness. Then if this mentality is there, one can take sannyas, one can take to renounce order. If not, he should not. But even if one has adopted renounce order of life without sufficient knowledge, he should engage fully in the hearing from bona fide. This Prabhupada is to say, one should keep hearing from spiritual master to cultivate knowledge. Sannyasi, they must have good knowledge because they have to deliberate on scriptures a lot. Because scriptures, they say this world is full of illusion. This world is a temporary, there is no happiness. But the senses, they say, no, there mind and senses, they say there's a lot of happiness in this world. Don't you know? There is happiness. You just enjoy, you'll find it out. So then they have to fight a war between scriptures and their mind and senses. And for that, the knowledge is important and vairagya is important. knowledge clearly says through the scripture, no, this is false. Whatever senses are saying, they are wrong. That is not correct. That is only temporary. That is illusory. And he has to always keep that knowledge in the mind. And then vairagya also. That he has to maintain practical detachment from the things. So a sannyasi or the one, yes, Prabhu.
A simple question, Prabhuji. We're talking about sannyasi, so it comes from like brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha sannyas. Okay. So even though one may not be grahastha, but he goes to like at least this very strong brahmachari training is there. So all these points when we are saying, as per me, I feel that it is more related to the Vedic sannyasi, like the system, Vedic system of ashramas, rather than our like adoption of four ashramas that we have in our society. Because in our society, if we see, we have brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi, but it is not that Vedic system. So therefore, maybe these points may not be so much applicable in our system, and therefore they are pitfalls.
Okay. Let me clarify some things. The principles are same. The way it is followed is change. Now sannyasi is not going go door to door for begging. Okay, he's not going. That is correct because Prabhupada says Durbiksha. In Kali Yuga, people will not give Bhiksha only. Durbiksha. So therefore, Prabhupada created institute. So Prabhupada created institute, but the principle is to beg. Means not to earn money, but to get from somewhere. So then now sannyasis, their disciple give some donations. Sannyasi give them knowledge and they get donation and they maintain themselves and they maintain their all journey and preaching things. So ultimately principles are the same only. He's not getting to job. He's given by his disciples, basically. He's given by his disciples. And he himself is also like a beggar only. Sannyasi, he does not capture so many things. He's like a beggar only. He does not have. Whatever he needs, he asks for someone and then he gives somebody. So then it happens. So see, principle is the same only. He's not changing the principle, but the way he's following is different. So we have to understand because principles are for our purification, as the rules and regulations are mentioned. So as like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told Chota Haridas example, he has to commit suicide. But then Prabhupada said, no, don't commit suicide, get married and practice Krishna consciousness. So the principle is what? After committing suicide, that person will get purification of his existence because he has done the wrong thing. He's taken sannyas and done the wrong thing. So then he has to, as a punishment, he has to commit suicide. But Prabhupada says, no, you just chant holy name, get situated properly and chant holy name, purify yourself and practice Krishna consciousness. That way you will be purified. So now the principle is of your purification, how to purify. Now Acharya will say, in this way you purify, in this way you purify. So previous ages, strictness was more and follow the principle as it is. But Prabhupada and Acharyas, they will try to make the principle follow in a different way. So this we have to understand.
And that may be because we don't have such a strong brahmachari ashram now, like brahmachari training now.
Kali Yuga, because of Kali Yuga and Kali Yuga, sannyas is varjita. Sannyas is varjita in Kali Yuga. Why? Because it's a polluted age. Polluted means not only food is polluted, mentality is polluted, birth is polluted, everything is polluted. So how you can have one thing very pure? It will not be very pure. So therefore, in this polluted age, only by taking shelter of the Lord, one will develop complete faith. So material purity will not be more in Kali Yuga, but spiritual perfection is there. It means spiritual perfection does not depend upon material impurity also. Even though somebody has material impurity, by spiritual practice, he can transcend all material things. That is what given in Kali Yuga. Material purity may not be high in Kali Yuga, but spiritual perfection is allowed. So that is why Prabhupada focuses on spiritual perfection. You chant holy name, you may not be pure from sanskara, whatever you may have gone, but Krishna will take care, take shelter of Krishna, he will purify, go away. So like that. So strictures are there for sannyasis and one has to follow. And according to the system, institutes, it has a different flavor. So these three things sannyasis have to take care: fearlessness, sattva samsuddhi, purity, and then jnana yoga. So they have to be situated in jnana, knowledge, body and soul, very firmly. The next item is charity. Charity is meant for householders. The householders should earn a livelihood by honorable means and spend 50% of their income to propagate Krishna consciousness all over the world. Thus, a householder should give in charity to the institutional society that are engaged in that way. Charity should be given to the right receivers. There are different kinds of charity in mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Charity in mode of ignorance and passion is a waste of money. Charity should be given only to propagate Krishna consciousness all over the world. That is charity in mode of goodness. Many people get heart attack when they hear this thing. You have to spend 50%. This is a very difficult for many people. Okay, so basically one should start first doing it with a small. Begin with a small, and slowly, as one's bhakti increases, as one's surrender increases, it may happen. It is not said immediately from the first day only start giving 50%. Then what will happen after just 50 days only? Mala will go away somewhere. बोले है इतना डोनेशन दिया मेरा पूरा लाइफ खराब हो जाएगा. सो पहले चालू करो. Principles are principles. They are here and we are here. So first take baby steps. Follow little. So that is important. At the same time, the greed, the opposite of charity is the greed. Charity means you have to give. We always have more than what we need, or we always collect more than what we need. So greed means it drives us for collecting more, and it also stops us from giving. That is the greed. The function of greed is to collect more, and just hold it at one place only. Hold it. Don't give it. So that is the greed. Function of greed. So once one starts giving now, then what happens? Then it troubles to mind very much. Oh, how much you're giving? Oh, not more. Please do not give more. No, don't give more. Don't give more. Oh, don't give more. The mind just keeps holding because of greed. So one more thing, Krishna never takes anyone's wealth. He returns back. If in this life, okay, otherwise next life. It will be returned with the interest. Interest से आएगा वो 4 गुना 1000 गुना भी आएगा. If the money is given to best people like sannyasis, selfless people, then the money comes million times more. It is said in the scriptures. It comes back next life. And if it is given to a brahmana, then there are certain categories made. Normal brahmana, then more advanced brahmana. So then accordingly, the money comes back in next life. That is how a person become rich. Don't think that Bill Gates is rich just by studying hard. No, he has done a lot of charity in previous life. That's why he's rich. Otherwise, he cannot be rich. Many times in people in IT field, in modern time, they get a job of 50-60 lakh. And after 1-2 year only उनका जॉब चला जाता है. क्यों चला जाता है? क्योंकि जितना चैरिटी दिया था उतना वापस आ गया आपको. लोगों क्या लगता है, अरे मेरे को जॉब चला गया. अरे आपको जॉब मिला ही नहीं था, वो तो वो आपके चैरिटी के कारण आपको जॉब मिला था. वैसा मेनी पीपल फाइंड लाइक दैट. जॉब में ले ऑफ हो जाता है तो उनको समझ में नहीं आता यार मैं पढ़ाई से जॉब में गया था कि मेरे को ऐसी. वो आपकी चैरिटी के कारण से आपको पुण्य आना था इस जीवन में, वो आ गया. उसका टाइम था उतना लिमिट, अब निकल गया, जॉब चला गया. There nowadays people are in worry, like somebody have got a job of 1.5 lakh every month, and then they are laid off, and then they are not getting the same job. 2 years passed, 3 years passed. Now what will happen? Now they cannot take the lower job. And then if you closely study their life, they are very chungu people. चिंगू मतलब वो उसके लाइफ को क्लोजली आप देखो, वो चिंगू होते हैं. इसका मतलब क्या है? उसके भाग में पैसा रहेगा ही नहीं, क्योंकि पहले से चिंगू है वो. अरे जिसका दिल बड़ा होता है उसके हाथ में पैसा रहता है. जो चिंगू रहता है उसके हाथ में पैसा रहेगा ही नहीं, निकल जाएगा वो. तो जो देता है वो पाता है. जो बटोरता है वो खोता है एक दिन, या तो उसके उसके घर वाले ले लेंगे पैसा बटोरने के बाद, है, रुकेगा ही नहीं. That is why Prabhupada many time in lecture used to say, always in previous time people used to go, I will make some mandir, I will make some masjid. Even Muslims used to say कि बाबा जी एक मस्जिद बनाना है जिंदगी में, एक मेरा ये लक्ष्य है. क्यों? ये भी उनके अंदर कल्चर था कि आई विल गिव ऑल माई मनी टू मेक अ टेम्पल सो दैट माई मनी विल प्यूरिफाइड एंड इन नेक्स्ट लाइफ दैट मनी विल कम बैक टू मी in a great quantity because that I have given for Vishnu temple. So even this is also, so one should not give with that attitude, but that is a reality. The money comes back. That is a way to become pious and become rich. Not to work hard and go into IITs and go to the America and then MSD, BS क्या क्या करते हैं लोग. हाँ? वो तो करो, करना है जो भी, लेकिन वो सब तो बहाना है, क्योंकि जॉब तो मिलना है आपके पार्टी के ऊपर ही. जॉब आपके इंटेलिजेंस पे उतना नहीं मिलता है, और मिलेगा भी तो निकल जाएगा जॉब, unless the person is pious. Unless that, okay, somebody can, but somebody can chingu also and he can earn a lot of money. No, again I said na, money will be taken away, he cannot enjoy money even though he has money, but he will not enjoy, somebody else will enjoy. So whether he is enjoying, no. So real enjoyment comes when we are both feeling like, all of us, it's a material example. Real enjoyment comes when you are eating and then our stomach is digesting, correct na, and when we go early in the morning we take it out also, man. So then it's a good, खाया पचाया निकाला, ये बराबर इंजॉयमेंट है कि नहीं? और खा रहा है, पच ही नहीं रहा है उसका, है, और निकल ही नहीं रहा है, तो फिर क्या है? तो बेकार है ना जीवन. तो वही ये ऐसे चिंगू लोगों का होता है काम. उनका तो जॉब निकल जाता है, वो परेशान रहते हैं. इसीलिए इवन इन कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस वी हियर, we should, when we have problem in our life, we don't look at your problem, you start helping others to get relief from their problem, then your problem will be small. अगर प्रॉब्लम है ना, जाके कीर्तन करो भगवान के मंदिर में, यू ग्लोरीफाई लॉर्ड, ओ लॉर्ड यू आर सो हैप्पी, सो नाइस, यू आर हैविंग सो मच भोगा, सो many devotees are coming, I just want to be happy by seeing you. Just divert your mind or help someone to make them Krishna, oh, he has too much suffering, let me help him, let me forget my problem, let me help this person. In this way we grow. We have to look broader in our life, not that our family only, myself only, my money, my job, everything. No, the more we become my, we will become more and more attached to this illusory concept of life and will never come out. There will be no solution because this is illusion. All is illusion. Whatever is created is illusion. But when we start giving to people this spiritual knowledge, when we glorify the Lord, when we distribute some books of Srila Prabhupada, that kind of happiness we have to get. And that happiness will, see, that happiness will maybe small for some time, but that experience will be there. I distributed so many books. It was so nice. I will also do it next year. We have to just make initial steps. And later the Lord will help us by giving us experience. Otherwise, always thinking, oh, how much I could spend, oh, इतना कम है, उतना कम है, ये वो नाटक चलता रहेगा. तो ये बहुत important है ये करना. The charity should be given, we'll read in mode of goodness. Mode of goodness means once given, forget. Which hand gave charity? I don't know. Left hand ke right hand? No. We should give from right hand only, but we should not even remember which hand has given charity. इतना हाई प्रिंसिपल है चैरिटी का. तो ठीक है, जितना भी फॉलो करने का मतलब क्या है कि प्रिंसिपल को फॉलो करने, जितना हो सके करो. डोंट बिकम चिंगू. The more you give, Radhanath Maharaj has a lecture, by giving we receive, he mentions in one lecture, by giving we receive. Charity should be given to propagate Krishna consciousness. This is also very important. It should be given to propagate Krishna consciousness all over the world. This will take away our misery. Because we are helping others to get relief from misery. So why not we? When you give money to others, they will get relief from their misery. It means God will take care of your misery in future. Or even at present also, we become free from our consciousness which is centered around oneself. Dama, abhayam sattva samsuddhir jnana yoga vyavasthitihi danam damascha yagyascha danam dama. Dama means self-control. It is not only meant for others, other order of religious society, but it is specially meant for householder. Dhamma means sense control. Sense control for what? Now, sex life. There are restrictions for householders even in sex life, which should only be engaged in the propagation of children. If he does not require children, he should not enjoy sex life with his wife. Modern society enjoys sex with contraceptive methods or abominable methods to avoid responsibility of children. This is not a transcendental quality, but a demonic quality. Just see demon. That's why demons are getting born. If anyone, even if a householder wants to make progress in spiritual life, he must control his sex life and should not beget a child without a purpose of serving Krishna. If he is able to beget children who will be Krishna conscious, one can produce hundreds of children without this capacity. One should not indulge only for sense pleasure. So though it becomes quite tough, but this is a stricture one should follow. Nowadays, people are having living relation. So I asked one boy, so how are you going to get married? First, I will do living. I will, "Arey Murkh, why I want to do living? Then how I will know which is a better girl for me?" Nowadays, all these boys and girls, they are thinking, first we want to experience which is a right partner. Arey, you will never experience. After marriage also, husband wife fight. Till end of life, they will fight. But the fighting is not their core business. Fighting happens because of difference of nature and so many other things. But because of religion, religious tie, the sanskara, they have to be there. They say that, okay, even the fight is happening, we are together. Because we are husband and wife, we have to take care of the family. We have to follow the other principle. Even the fight is there. So how can living relation give a proper idea which is the right partner? This is a bogus thing actually. And this government is a more bogus. He has given permission for such things. Brothers living together for years, still they fight and they kill also. Then can they decide he is not my brother? He is brother because you're born together. That's why you're brother. In the similar way, see your wife and your husband because you have taken the pani grahan and then you have vivaha sanskar done means done. So therefore, all such rules should be done before marriage. Means proper match should be made, proper sanskar should be done, everything should be proper according to the religious scripture, and then marriage. And once it is done, then done. Then you tolerate, bas. Fight, tolerate, nothing. Because ultimately we are together for what? To serve God. Vivaha sanskar, again, if Prabhupada is mentioning, one has to have a sex only for producing children, then above that sanskara, garbhadan sanskara. It means we are there to follow godly principle and give a birth to a nice gentleman, saintly or the great character person to in this world. We have to purify ourselves. We have to also give a birth to a right child. So many responsibilities. So we are not just together to fight among each other because of some difference of opinion. So first we want to understand what is the marriage, and who is marrying. Who are those two people who are marrying? So this is totally bogus thing. Even the Supreme Court has given living relationship allowed, but what is Supreme Court? They're all rascals, as Prabhupada used to say many times. They're not eligible to be at that post only. So they are the highest, the sacred relationship which was taken on the religious basis is taken like now simply a sexual relationship, dampatya jeevan, only for the purpose of enjoyment of senses, and once it is done, then give divorce, go away, I don't like you, finish. So that is why, so the divorce will increase more and more. One thing, because such enjoyment of senses is happening before marriages, so there is no responsibility. And why? Because they are marrying late. They're marrying at age of 35, 30. They should marry early, because if marriage early happens, then the senses will not get much time to go to some wrong relationship. Marriage early happens, then already the tie has happened. Then the person cannot go here and there. But no, I have to do business, I have to do job, I have to do this thing, that thing. And that is the requirement of modern society. That is there already. What can be done? But then one has to balance. क्या करना है, ये करना है कि वो करना है. देखो आजकल ऐसा हो गया है Everyone has to get educated till high, 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 high. Girl has to be educated high, high, high. Boy has to be educated high, high, high. And then the whole purpose is defeated only. Why they are getting married, or then why they are marrying only? Both come to brahmacharyani ashram and brahmacharya. No need to marriage. मैरिज मत करो ना, क्यों? वो उसको एक एक ढोंग क्यों बना के रखा है? Why it is, if somebody, okay, I don't want to marry, okay, I don't like this girl, I don't like this boy, give a divorce. So don't marry only, na. Simple solution. Don't have any living relation, no marriage. Just join, just become sadhvi, just become sadhu. Let us see how many can become. सबकी बोलती बनने हो जाएगी, नहीं होगा कोई, आसान नहीं है करना है. It means one has to become, one has to get married. So then follow the godly principle when one should get married, with whom one should get married. This is very important. Now this government, they're not teaching only. This is the most important thing to be taught. Because after 20 age, 16 age, the whole life is changed. Because it's a household life and it goes till end of the life. Almost till end. And that is a big responsibility. And this is what nobody is teaching. कोई पढ़ा नहीं रहा है. Just इस बोगस एजुकेशन को लेकर सब लोग बैठे हुए, टेक्नोलॉजी को लेकर बैठे. इतना बड़ा, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, बुचरिंग हो रहा है कल्चर का. बुचरिंग, आंखों देखा बुचरिंग हो रहा है. That is why. So these all wrong things are happening because the right time marriage should happen with the right person, and then they can follow this principle. Okay, you have to produce 10 children, produce 10 children, 20 children. Government should make arrangement for maintaining simple living and not much costly education, not much costly medicines, not much costly judiciary. Everything should be such maintained that people can take have many children, no issue. That's what Prabhupada mentions here. One cannot enjoy sex just for enjoyment. No, produce children, no issue. But then children will be taken care by family. Joint family should again come back. Again, it should be there. Grandfather, grandmother has a different role to play. And parents have different role to play. As the children grow, they have to see both the love. Because parents, many times they are very impatient. They will immediately slap. But grandfather, grandmother, they are very patient. Because their bodies are old and they have seen the life, and then they like children very much. They like children, and the children like grandfather, grandmother very much. You may ask any child, unless there are some exceptions, they will always say, my grandfather was very good, my grandmother was very good. They may remember the parents, but the love of grandfather, because those old people, they very much become attractive to children. And we young parents, what happens? They always have to deal with a manager. They are like manager, managing children. Hey, don't do this, don't. Hey, this, that. And grandfather, oh, come here, come here. Let me go. Let us go to field. Let us play something. Let us eat something. So they don't chastise much. They just be with children, and children like it very much. So this is both love. Like sometime Jayadeva Maharaj said in 1992, he wrote an article. ISKCON needs now grandmother. ISKCON needs a grandmother. What does it mean to say? He said that there are a lot of sannyasis, many strong rules are there, and many people they bounce their head on something rules and then they fall hurt. They are not given good shelter. They are not given care. So he said ISKCON needs grandmother. So this is very important actually. So the whole concept of family is scientifically based actually. Grandmother, grandfather, chacha, chachi. There's 10 children, no problem. One has to, one family has, or one husband wife, they need not to care for all 10. All will be cared by. वो उसके पास जाके खाएगा, चाची के घर में खाएगा वो जाएगा दूसरी चाची के घर में खाएगा, वो दादा के पास गया. इतना अच्छा होता था पहले. Because the focus was what? Focus was not too much of earning livelihood. Focus was we have to follow the superiors. They were the Brahmana, Sannyasi, and they will tell what to be done. The people were too much obedient, even in normal families. The job was simple, the life was simple, And people used to have all good culture, all good culture. There was no question of big education, isko hi padhao, usko equality, right, ye right, wo right. There was mishandling of that system happened because of age of Kali, and especially the Brahmanas, because they did not teach this principle properly. And they were carried away by money, by greed, by other things. That's why the whole system fell. So we know that, but as far as possible, we should try to follow again, as it is mentioned. So people use contraceptive, people use other living relationship, other things to avoid children, but to enjoy. सो बेचारों को जल्दी शादी करा दो यार, जल्दी विवाह करा के उनको अच्छा फैमिली दे दो, बेचारे जिएंगे। कितना दर्द होता है देख के ऐसे लोगों को। This government is a hellish government. If anyone becomes government, first one should try to remove this education. First try to engage people and bring economy back, good economy back. Our economy is mostly going to American countries, and therefore they are deciding कितना cost रखना है, कितना इसमें कितना package रखना है, इसमें कितना package, and why I should depend upon your package. We have our resources, we will develop the economy accordingly. So one has to do that slowly. Otherwise these systems will not improve, because even if we speak a lot of lectures also, unless people find their livelihood is properly taken care, their families, their children, their whole go through is taken care, they will not have faith. And for that, the foremost is this thing only. Education has to be improved. Once education is improved, which is giving the culture, which is giving a thought process, which is giving our economy, if education is improved, everything will improve slowly. Education, it is our biggest challenge. Then if he is able to beget children who will in Krishna consciousness, okay, Prabhupada. So here he says, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj also says, I can produce hundreds of children if I can beget Krishna conscious children. Sacrifice is another item to be performed by householders, because the sacrifice requires a large amount of money. Those in order of other orders, they don't have money. So then Agnihotra is sacrifice is mentioned. Agnihotra. They should perform Agnihotra sacrifice as enjoined in the Vedic scriptures. But such sacrifice at present are very expensive. It is not possible for any householder to perform. The best sacrifice is Hare Krishna Mantra. It means again one should chant at one's home at the same time. Sometimes one should participate also in Harinam Sankirtan. That is sacrifice. So sacrifice separately also is given for different people. In 4th chapter we have read, for brahmachari what is sacrifice? To hear. So this is a yagya kund, and he has to put the ahuti of Vedic sound vibration. For grihasthas, they have to control their senses, that is follow the regulations of household life, that is the sacrifice. For vanprastha, again retired life, they have to perform some austerities. And sannyasi means he has to become fully dependent upon the Lord, and he has to preach to others. He has to gain knowledge, and he has to be free, fearless. So these are something given in previous chapters, 4th chapter. They are sacrifices. For all, Hare Krishna is a sacrifice. Swadhyaya means Vedic study. Brahmachari has to do, because study happens in the student life. The brahmachari is meant for Vedic study. They should have no connection with women. They should live a life of celibacy and engage the mind in study of Vedic literature for cultivation of spiritual knowledge. This is very, very important, Swadhyaya. As I mentioned, one has to go deep in one's life. The Shastras are the real solution for any age. Whatever problems are happening, because we don't have many times the right knowledge, and sometimes we don't know how to apply. So it is important actually to have a deep knowledge of Shastra. Tapas or austerity is especially meant for retired life. One should not remain a householder throughout whole life. We must always remember that there are 4 divisions of life. So after Grihastha, one should retire. If one lives for 100 years, one should spend 25 student life, 25 years household life, 25 years retired life, 25 years renounced life. These are the regulations of Vedic religious discipline. A man retired from household life must practice austerity of body, mind and tongue, that is tapasya. The entire varnashram dharma society is meant for tapasya. Without tapasya, no human being can get liberation. The theory is that there's no need of austerity, that one can go speculating, everything will be nice, is recommended neither in the Vedic scripture nor in Bhagavad Gita. So this is bogus thing. No need of austerity. No. The Prabhupada mentions tapasya means different orders have different tapasyas mentioned. Every order has tapasya. Tapasya is quite common. And Prabhupada mentions that one should not remain in household life till lifelong. Basically, at least one should come to Banprastha life. Banprastha life means getting free from family responsibilities and putting full endeavor and consciousness only in the service of the Lord. One need not to worry about sannyas. That is not for everyone. But at least Banprastha one should come. One should get free from homely responsibility and then stay near to temple or come to temple all the time, become engaged in some service and reading scriptures and doing other sevas. Not too much involved in family responsibility. That is important actually, because that time we start preparing for our next life, which is after death. So before death, one has to prepare oneself. Such theories are manufactured by so bottle specialists and who are trying to gather more followers. This is the theory. No need of austerity. Just now somebody says just chant. No need of austerity. Then that is also bogus. Austerity one has to do. That's why we follow four regulative principle. We only take prasadam. We get up early in the morning, and we follow the scriptures and spiritual master order. These are austerity actually. One has to follow. One must follow. Our life is not so free. Our life is helping others because we try to control our life. We try to control our life with the rules and regulations. That's why it can help others. Otherwise, it cannot help others. Paropkar. First, upkar happens to oneself, then happens paropkar. Yes.
So Prabhuji, if somebody is chanting, so I have heard and seen also the people chanting from couple of years and this Hare Krishna Mahamantra only, but they do not follow any regulative principles. They do not worship, do not read. Read sometimes they do. They do read Bhagavad Gita also, but the regulative principles they are not following, or austerity they are not doing. So even Ekadashi, sometime I think some people do, some people don't. So what happens? I think in such cases, I mean, when are they going to become fully Krishna conscious?
The beginning for any stage, the beginning is first from hearing. Hearing. So surely a devotee is chanting holy name, is a devotee. But hearing means he has to hear Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita sincerely and understand. Nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. If every day is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, only stricture is not. See, spiritual master surely gives initiation on that basis that you chant 16 round, follow 4x. At the same time, that only cannot save you immediately. If it can save you, then one has to chant very attentively 16 rounds, which we do not do. Sometimes we do some rounds, then some rounds, then sometime mobile पे घूम रहा है, mobile भी चल रहा है, round भी चल रहा है. So that becomes अपराध actually. Inattention. Chanting can help. It must help. But the quality is required. And because we don't have that quality, that is why we should read Srimad Bhagavatam and hear Srimad Bhagavatam so that we become attentive to what we are doing. Attention to detail is very, very important. Jiva Goswami mentions if while chanting holy name, our mind is going too much here and why, then it means we have to surround the mind, or we have to surround the mind near to Bhagavatam. So in the whole day, if you are reading Bhagavatam, so some thoughts will come of Bhagavatam during chanting. That is better than we are remembering office work or some other work, something sinful or something else. Because when our mind is not focused on Bhagavat principles, this hearing, reading, chanting, then what happens? Only chanting during chanting time, mind goes here and there, and we just complete. At the same time, if we chant in association of devotee, that has a great impact. Early in the morning, that has great impact. So we have to understand we are given minimum things to follow. At the same time, that minimum thing can be followed in a best way when we surround our day with the reading of Shastra, understanding them, hearing from devotees like some sannyasis, Maharajas, hearing the pure words from Srila Prabhupada. So this, if we do every day, we have a hearing slot, we have a reading slot, we have some worshipping slot, we have chanting slot. In this way, if we fix 4 or 5 things, if you do every day, and there is also some association of devotees, if not daily, then sometimes in a week, then surely it will take care. As I mentioned, one has to go deep because we are going deep somewhere else. We are just doing what happens slowly, because of not having good association or not taking good association, we lose the hold on our regular sadhana, and then that becomes formality for us. And then there is another thing comes, that we start becoming very much enthusiastic in giving to others also. We don't take much, we give. So that can also be risk in our life. So therefore, yeah, this is a second thing. Balance has to be done properly, because we are struggling with our own habits, with our own some lingerings, and we have to also give to others. It means there has to be proper schedule for our डे टू डे लाइफ, कि ये कर लूँ फिर ये कर लूँ और थोड़ा समय निकाल के इसी को करूँ. This Krishna consciousness, so that what happens, we don't waste time and we are going deep. So daily reading is important, daily hearing is important. Actually, if you try to do it, at least not daily, then twice, thrice, 4 times in a week, we must do that. We have to go deep actually. As Krishna and Prabhu many times used to say, when the disease is more, then you have to increase the doses of medicine. If disease इंटरेस्ट नहीं आ रहा है, टेस्ट नहीं आ रहा है, इसका मतलब क्या है? टेस्ट तो उसी के अंदर, रसगुल्ला खाने के बाद भी चीनी का टेस्ट नहीं आ रहा, मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब क्या है कि इंद्रियां बहुत ही ढकी जा चुकी है, टू मच इग्नोरेंस इज देयर. देन इंक्रीज द डोज. So then we have to increase the dose actually. And whatever we are doing, we should understand this chanting has to be done with more attention, not just simply formality. So then, but that awareness will only come when we hear Bhagavatam and we read Bhagavatam. And also there should be some program where we can share with others also. So that we feel encouraged also. Okay, whatever I'm gaining, I'm giving also. So this giving program should also be there. Not only just accumulating. No, we should give also. So that will also help us to realize what we are gaining. So many times it is important, we may be weak, but when we are in process of giving Krishna consciousness, again we become strong. So this giving process is very, very important. As we grow more, just see, as I was saying, in beginning we are very much in taking, but later we have to give. It is important. When we are giving, in giving we receive also. When we give, we receive. So this is very, very important. So for giving, then we understand I have to improve myself more and more, because otherwise what I'm giving? We should not give all anartha. We should give, as we have heard from Acharya, give that whatever we are understanding, give. From the same point of view, what we are understanding, give that. So we have to give and we have to take. So make your taking good, then your giving good will be there. Take good, give good. This is important. To go more deep. Only chanting will be difficult. And these people later what happens, they say, अरे कुछ फायदा नहीं है, मैं भी भक्त हूँ, बट मैं सब कुछ खाता हूँ, मैं सब कुछ करता हूँ. तो फिर ऐसा हो जाएगा फिर, क्योंकि वो चैंटिंग से उसको पावर नहीं आ पा रहा है. So therefore, you have to associate with good chanters. You have to chant early in the morning with attentive devotees, and you have to just involve some more regular reading and hearing schedule in his life. Like that. You have to go deep.
Thank you, bro.
As far as Brahminical quality, okay, this is done, na? Which one? Tapasya. As far as Brahminical quality of simplicity is concerned, so this is Arjavam. Danam, Damascha, Yagyascha, Swadhyaya, Tapa, Arjavam. Arjavam means this simplicity. वैष्णवता, सरलता ही वैष्णवता है. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj used to say, सरलता ही वैष्णवता है. A devotee is never duplicitous. He is uh, straightforward. Prabhupada always used to use this word, straightforward, simple and straightforward. He is not duplicitous. Modern times, especially in the Western country, people are not straightforward. They have to speak one thing, they will speak so many ways. Maybe like that. Oh, maybe you can do this, maybe you can do that. And what he can do? Tell him one thing. If you tell to a child, maybe if you like, you can drink milk. And if you feel too much allergy from milk, then you avoid on that day. And still, if you feel it is not helping you, then you give up that way. And what he has to do? Just tell, little milk you should take. You must take this much milk. Only this much instruction to be given. Not tell him hazar cheez. If you like, you take this. If you don't like, you take. And what is like this? Like he is a foolish person, does not know only. In our India, training is like that. Some of us may not agree, but this is training. How many of you really believe from your parents you must have heard one statement only, not many? How many of you agree? And how many of you also agree that now you are hearing many things? If you may like this, you may. हम लोग बिगड़ रहे हैं actually. I'm not saying for everything that can be correct because age is changing, but at the same time, for everything you cannot be maybe what, maybe. Milk is important for children to drink, even not this, at least drink this much. Don't tell maybe. Or if you like to play, you can play. If you don't like to play, be at home. If you still like to play, play with some of your friends. अरे क्या खेलना है, मतलब खेलना है, जा बाहर खेल क्या, कुछ नहीं. Go out and play. अंदर नहीं, अंदर वीडियो गेम, नो वीडियो गेम, गो आउट एंड प्ले, बस फिनिश. वॉट एवर प्ले यू हैव टू डू, प्ले, बस प्ले, खेलो बाहर, कूदो. एंड देन टेल द ग्लोरी ऑफ प्लेइंग, जंपिंग. So don't confuse people on the basis of too much intellectualization of things. Like keep life simple, straightforward. Simple रखो ना यार. खेलना है, खाना है, कूदना है, यही सब तो है जिंदगी. और फिर भगवान की भक्ति करना है. सुबह उठ के थोड़ा खेलो, कूदो, भगवान को वर्शिप करो. सिंपल रखो लाइफ को. Because of too much foreign background bringing up. So what has happened actually, our thought process has become like that. Too much intellectualizing the things. Too much. बहुत ज़्यादा intellectualizing कर रहे हैं उसको. Actually. उतना मुश्किल नहीं है चीज़ों को समझना. Simple है चीज़ें. And why we are doing that also? Because we are not doing austerity. Because in every Vedic instruction, there is a word of austerity, there is a word of obedience. आपको फॉलो करना है, वो छिपा रहता है अंदर ही अंदर. तो हम उसको करना नहीं चाहते, तो हम क्या अपने ऊपर बोलते हैं कि ओके, ट्राई टू थिंक फ्रॉम योर इंटेलिजेंस, व्हाट यू कैन डू, व्हाट यू कैन नॉट डू. Because he is not obedient person, so what he will do, he will think from his intelligence, always in intelligence. And always you cannot think from your intelligence, because we, as we said, the life is very much already fixed. We are servant of God, we have to become servant only. Servant means he has to follow. Follow means he has to follow some guru, he has to follow some authority, somebody has to follow. Child has to follow mother and father, then later he has to follow guru, then they have to follow also the elderly members of the family. They have to follow actually. We may have difference of opinion, but still we follow. So Indian culture is more based upon following someone. That is the Vedic culture. And foreign culture is most based upon intellectualizing using the intelligence and just juggling the words and doing nothing, doing all bogus thing. So therefore, so many problems comes. So therefore, it is important to understand, and this is based upon Vedic principle. It's not simply speculation. Prabhupada says one has to be simple and straightforward. So straightforward. This is many times this is also training. Like somebody is glorifying too much to you. Like Prithu Maharaj, he said, I have not done many things. Why are you glorifying me? This training should be given. One should directly say, why are you glorifying? Not needed only. Not done only much. Just don't glorify me. Straightforward. So humility has certain role to play, and straightforwardness has certain role to play. Important thing. We should not mix both. Because of humility, he's just keeping not speaking. He's a bogus. He has to be straightforward. At certain place, he has to be humble. Humble at what place? He is humble when some superior is glorifying. He cannot say to superior much because superior is respectable. But somebody junior is glorifying, hey, you don't say, I'm not done too much. He has to be straightforward that time. So where we have to play, which culture we have to understand. Not always humble. Sometimes humility को अलग ही लोगों ने बना के रखा है. Prabhupada used to say, somebody told to Gandhi that you tell Muslims not to cut the cow. And Gandhi said, how can I say this to Muslims? They have to follow their dharma of cutting cow. How can I stop them? Prabhupada said, rascal. It is not a dharma of Muslims to cut the cow. He has not read Bhagavad Gita properly. It is not a dharma of Muslim to kill cow. And he is saying it's a dharma, how can I stop them? Actually, therefore you find these, because of not having the right knowledge of scriptures properly, not taken in parampara, many people have done mishap or too much interpretation with the religious principle down the line, beginning from the great respectable peoples of Indian freedom fighters. So straightforward is important. At the same time, straightforwardness has to be applied not always. Children straightforward says to their parents, I have done the wrong thing. What you can do? Tell me. No, that is not straightforward. That time we should become humble. When we do something wrong, we should become humble and accept our mistake. When you do something wrong, accept your mistake, become humble. That is important. But when you've done the right thing, and somebody is blaming you, then you should be straightforward. Yes. And if there are so many people are there and they are saying, oh, you are, then one should start thinking, maybe I'm wrong. Let me accept a humble position. Because these all people are not simple people. They are all elevated people are saying wrong. Okay. I'm wrong. Please guide me how to go ahead. Become humble. In humility also there is straightforwardness. And there is straightforwardness के अंदर भी humility है. These are final qualities actually. There's another two quality, duplicity and diplomacy. Diplomacy means one is a diplomat, but he wants to do good for the other. Like a shopkeeper. He brings an item of 75 rupees and he sells it of 100 rupees. But he says to the person who purchases, he says, Ki Sahab, I have purchased it or I have taken this from market on 90 rupees. I am just gaining 10 rupees from you. Just 10 rupees ka profit ho raha hai. Just please take this. Even though he is speaking lie, he has taken it for 75 rupees, but he is saying 90 rupees. So this is called diplomacy because that much is okay. He has to earn some money, he has to speak. What is duplicity? He is giving some object which is not good, which is poisonous object or it will do harm. And he's selling at 100 price, bringing at 75, but he's selling at a wrong thing. That is duplicity. A difference between duplicity and diplomacy is there. Diplomacy is sometimes important. Parents also play diplomacy with the children, but they are never duplicitous with the children. Okay, I will do harm to my child. No, never. We should not be duplicitous. We can be diplomat. Brahmanas, they are never diplomat also. They are straightforward. Therefore, if you ask them how much कितने का लाया, वो बोल देगा मैं 25 रुपए का लाया. वो ब्राह्मण कोई बिजनेस कर नहीं सकता, इसलिए उसके लिए जॉब रखा ही नहीं है. He can never do business only. Brahmana, he has to speak truth always. So he has brought 25 rupees, then he has to give 25. He will think, why I should earn only? This is 25 का 25 को दे दिया, तो इसलिए ब्राह्मण कभी कमा नहीं सकता है. इसलिए उसको बोला कमाने को नहीं, चुपचाप बैठो शास्त्र पढ़ो. क्षत्रिय का क्या है? क्षत्रिय में पावर रहता है. He says, who is going to give me job first? Tell me. Nobody can give me job. So I will take tax. I will control people and they will give me tax. That is his earning. He will go and he will take up the kingdom. Somebody's all the elephants, all horses, everything he will take away, and he will tell, "This is my Rajya. All of you follow me now." This is his job, Kshatriya. Actually, earning member is Vaishya. He only grows crops. He only takes care of animals, and he does the business, and then exchange. All these things happen. Kshatriya also don't earn. Kshatriya basically he collects the tax and he collects the property of others. So earning is this person. This Vaishya, he does the exchange of money, exchange of products. Because they speak lie also, Vaishyas. Because without speaking lie, they cannot sell or they cannot earn profit. So therefore, strictures are mentioned. And Sudras, they if you give them money, they will use for drinking. So for their Sudras, like children are also called Sudras. So children and Sudra same. If you give them more money, they'll misutilize. Therefore, no pocket money concept was there earlier. Why? Because they are Sudras. If you give them pocket money, then they'll misutilize. No concept of pocket money. What they have to be given? Food and clothes. बस कपड़ा दे दो, खाने को दे दो, बस घर से खाना जाएगा, कपड़ा पहन के जाओ, पढ़ाई करके आओ, इतना ही बच्चों को, इतना ही. पॉकेट मनी कॉन्सेप्ट मतलब Sudra means misutilize the money. The Sudras, they are not given money. That's why in a Vedic culture, they were always given something which they cannot misutilize. The clothes, if you give kapda, they cannot misutilize, they have to wear only. Food, if you give, cannot misutilize, they have to eat only. Money, if you give, then they will misutilize. That is Sudra. Their mind does not control mind sensor. Children also say mind sensor not control. How to give money? If you give them money, they'll become worse Sudra. So they have to follow the orders of upper Varnas, Sudras. So this was not in disgrace, but this was for their protection. As for sannyasi protection, they have to remain away from women. For brahmachari protection, and for brahmana, they should not do job, otherwise their truthfulness will be exchanged or it will be compromised. Kshatriyas, they cannot be employed. They are powerful. They are leaders themselves. They can employ people. They cannot do job. They have to run big kingdoms. They have to care of it, take care of, and only Vaishyas they do job or they do Krishi Go Raksha Vanijya. So like that. Okay. So today we'll end here. Tomorrow we'll continue. These are very, very important qualities which we can discuss. कोई क्वेश्चन है किसी को?
So approximately how many like classes would be there for this unit 3? We can plan.
When you ask the question approximately, then even if I say 10 or 15 or 20, I'll say approximately it will be. So I may give big number. चलो 20 दे देता हूँ, 20. Actually, now 16, 17, 18. 18 chapter is a long chapter. It may take 4 classes to finish 18. And 17 is a small chapter. 17 may take 3. And this 16, actually 16 is a very philosophical chapter. You will find many good purports of Srila Prabhupada in this. Demonic mentality, because it's a philosophical, how the people think. The demonic people, how they think, what is their thinking. So it's a divine and demonic quality. So it may take 4 classes. 4 plus 4 plus 4, 16 or 12. So maximum you can take maximum 16 classes, it will end. 16 or 14, 15 like that, it will end.
It's like almost 2 months.
2 months, yes. 2 months, yes. 8 plus yes, 2 months में हो जाएगा, correct. 2 महीने में complete.
Then will be NOD now. So NOD.
Then your paper will happen. Yes. So now it's the beginning of February. So March end it will finish. Then March or April beginning there will be exam. Then April mid it NOD may start.
Okay.
आपको, all of you, what is your desire? We should go fast, like a bullet train.
No, Prabhuji.
No
चलेगा
problem.
ना?
Understanding is more important. I was just asking because memorizing of the slokas take time. So,
So, okay, good. So, at the end of April, so now you can memorize. अभी तो बहुत समय है, हर दिन करेंगे तो याद हो जाएगा. And NOD is a very deep subject. NOD will it will go into Chetan Charitamrita and other things also. So NOD is a deep subject. But Bhagavad Gita itself is so deep. And Bhagavad Gita, we don't learn simply by one class hearing. We have to learn by practice and then speaking to others, then again practice, again speaking. So it is a lifelong. Dasarathi, who was a great scholar, used to ask from his Gurudev, Ramanujacharya, what is the meaning of Sardharma and Paritajya? So we have heard this sloka for many times, but such a great scholar since Sri Sampradaya asking the meaning of Sardharma and Paritajya. The more we contemplate on one shloka, like if you find Chetan Charan Prabhu, my lord, so many elaboration he has given for क्या क्या चीज लिखते हो, इनके insights देखो. तो कहने का क्या मतलब है कि भगवद गीता is such a book which Prabhupada preached throughout the whole world, gave so many lectures and so many devotees are thinking upon it. उसके अंदर बहुत सारे treasures हैं. And this will never become old for us because this is the highest. It is beginning from this Niskam Karma Yoga, then Gyan, and then Ashtang, then Bhakti, and but whole through Bhakti is only there, but it is touching from Niskam. Without desire, you should work. So that itself a great challenge for everyone to become free from desires. Bhagavad Gita, if you find many places, you'll find Bhagavad Gita is so encouraging book. It is not compromising book. It's an encouraging book. And it is also keeping very high pedestal in our life. This you have to approach. This you have to approach. Such a nice book Bhagavad Gita is. Encouraging and always uplifting the person, not keeping them down. Okay, you can follow this also. This is also good. This is also good. Nothing like that. One who has this quality, he's a transcendental. One who has this quality, he's a divine, he's a demonic. So nice. Bhagavad Gita is such a great literature. ओके, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्णा.